Hello, Kelowna. Good afternoon. I am Alexa here, and I'm excited. We get to talk about recycling and something that is going on in our community starting in May. I actually got the little flyer in the mail the other day, kind of already giving the heads up, but there is a big change for us coming in recycling throughout the central Okanagan. So we have actually Anne, who is from Recycle BC, who is going to give us some education behind it. I think right now we're just trying to get everyone starting to get used to the idea that there's going to be some new recycling options, such changes that are happening. There's going to be a cute little pink box that's coming to each of our doorsteps. So, Anne, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Alexa. Happy to be here. Hello, Kelowna now.
So let's just start off though to get a little bit, we want to know a little bit about you before we get into the recycling program. Can you introduce yourself to Kelowna?
Yeah, I'm Ann Goulding. I'm the Stakeholder Relations Manager for Western Canada. So that's Recycle BC and Sask Recycles. And of course, Recycle BC is the nonprofit organization responsible for residential packaging and paper recycling throughout the province.
Okay, awesome. Can you briefly explain to people that are like, I have no idea what you're talking about, didn't even see the flyer, threw the flyer out. What is going on? What is changing starting May 1st?
Sure. So starting May 1st for residents of Central Okanagan, so that's the RDCO and its member municipalities. So it's Kelowna, West Kelowna, Lake Country, Peachland, electoral areas, East and West. I think I got them all right. Starting in on May 1st, there are some additional materials that residents are going to be able to recycle curbside from their homes. So that's flexible plastics, and those are those kind of plastics that you can squish or scrunch. So overwrap for things like salads and other packaging, stand-up zipper lock pouches, bubble wrap mailers, squishy protective packaging, crinkly things like for potato chips, your coffee pouches, all kinds of, those flexible plastics. As well as non-deposit glass bottles and jars, so things both clear ones and different colored ones. So things from sauces, condiments, pickle jars, sauerkraut, those kinds of things. And so you're going to be getting two new boxes for the curbside for those materials. So you get a pink box for your flexo plastics and a gray box for your non-deposit glass bottle and jars. Now, Alexa, these materials aren't like new to the program. They're
Okay.
always part of the, selection of items that could be recycled. But in Central Okanagan, you'd have to take those to the depot before, right?
Yeah.
Or with Flexo Plastics, also you could have taken them to a London Drugs location. But now we're making the recycling these materials more convenient because now people can, with curbside recycling, can just recycle it at home, and it'll be on the same day as your other recycling, so your blue cart. Nothing's changing with the blue lidded cart, so all the same materials that go there, your containers and your paper items and cardboard. It's a single stream system in the Central Okanagan. So you still have that one cart, but then you have these two new additional boxes that are coming.
So what's the pink box? Is that
The pink
the,
ones are flexible plastics.
and then
So
gray, right?
and then gray is for glass bottles and jars, and we're kind of color coding that. It's same across the province for
Yeah.
wherever these are. The gray box exists in a lot of communities. The pink is pretty new. We're actually building on programs that we have in West Vancouver and Maple Ridge. So we introduced Flexoplast collection in West Vancouver in 2024 and Maple Ridge in 2025. And we're looking to introduce it in the city of Vancouver as well for apartment and condo residents. And that's actually starting next week. And then Central Okanagan is next. So we're continuing to look.
Slowly. Yeah.
Yeah, slowly, because
Yeah.
it takes a lot of infrastructure to be able to get this done. But we always want to make recycling more convenient and easier for
Mhm.
residents and recover as much of this material as possible with some really aggressive targets. So,
Yeah.
by 2027, we want to collect 50% of all the flexo plastics that's supplied to the BC residential market.
Love
And right
that.
now it's at about 24%. So that's like a huge increase.
Mhm.
So yeah, we're hoping that by making it more convenient for residents, that they'll participate in the program more, put it in their bins or
Yeah.
boxes, and yeah, put it at the curb, and we can responsibly collect it and recycle it.
Yeah, so I'm lucky enough I have a home. So I used to live in condos. So you had to go down, like, wherever, whatever floor you were, and you take
Yeah.
your recycling, and they have, bottles, cardboard, garbage. But yeah, like this process of taking out your recycling's a different day than your garbage. But I always find that, otherwise I'm taking the rest to, the dump and going and doing that. But it just ends up user in your garage, or it collects up, or it causes you a bit of stress, or then you're, I don't know, that I'm so excited that this is happening. I kind of feels like finally, like, what, finally we're coming to this. So it's exciting because I even think, and I don't know, Anne, if you can answer this, I might be putting you on the spot, but like, I feel like I need the recycling to come once a week. I'm always trying to. And I think it's, the education of the new generations, and even getting, the boomers and everyone to do their part. But you're constantly looking at, what can I recycle? What can I recycle? What can I recycle? And
Mhm.
having these options now, these, boxes to break down even more, and more convenience. I mean, unfortunately, as humans, we just keep going for the convenience. So, do you
It's
see
true.
this
When things are
increase?
more convenient, we're more likely to do it. So I do know it is every 2 weeks at RDCO. So that's the current
Yeah.
schedule. I don't have any information on the schedule change. I think that's what it currently is as well. So it'll be on the same day. So at least it's
Yeah.
not different days, Alexa. It's all your recycling we collected on the same day. And also, we ask that people, bundle their flexible plastic. So take like the
Mhm.
biggest bag you have. Let's say you have some overwrap from like toilet paper or paper towel, and like, or bread bag, and just like stuff all of your other flexible plastics in there. So like netting is also flexible plastics,
Okay.
things from lemons, avocados. People sometimes throw those out. Put that all inside the one bag, squish it down, put in your pink box, and then we ask that the gray box with the glass bottle and jars then be placed on top of the pink box. And just so it doesn't fly away, right? Because you don't want it to end up
Yeah.
all over the street, right? So that kind of keeps it all compact. And we'll be sharing kind of more information on that and how we want that stacked and in the coming months.
Well, whenever we introduce something new, there's always learning, right? So,
Yeah.
and just helping educate. So, if I was somebody right now that, once we get into already thinking about May coming, is there somewhere on the website that kind of gives you a list? Like, you've named off a bunch of flexible
Yeah.
products, but is there a place easy where people can go to print it out?
I'll need to look at specifically if there's a
But
flexible plastic poster, but I know that if you go to recyclebc.ca and then click on what can I recycle, there's a lot of information there. So if you're not sure of a specific item is recyclable, then recyclebc.ca, that's a news item. So if you just click what can I recycle at the very top, there you go. And see, there's like a little button for flexible
yeah,
plastics, a
yeah,
little pink one. So yeah, there you go. There are posters up there. So we do have
perfect.
all that information. So you just go on there, easy click, and you can take a look at all the items. And of course, if you're wondering right now, where can you recycle it? You can go to where can I recycle, or recycle BC / Central Okanagan, and then you can get more information there. We'll also be doing mailers to homes again in
Okay.
April, like a full
Nice.
recycling
Yeah.
guide. So people have a physical, copy as well for those that might, not have access to the internet
Yeah.
or just prefer a paper copy to stick on their fridge, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you'll have that too. They'll have the collection days as well as, yeah, the various materials and how to put them out, which bin they go to or which box.
So why now? What's driving the Recycle BC to expand this?
Yeah, good question. So it comes at the same time as Recycle BC kind of transitioning to managing the residential recycling um, for the Central Okanagan. So previously it was done by the district. So it was still part of the Recycle BC program because it still all flows into the same place. We have one single post collection network for the province, but communities have a choice generally. When initially we rolled out the program in 2014, do they want Recycle BC to provide the service for the community, the collection service, or do they want to collect themselves, so enter a contract with a waste hauler, right, and have that choice and do the education of the residents.
Yeah.
And so there's different communities chose different things. There's not, well, one is not better than another. It's
Yeah.
just however community choose to do it. So previously Central Okanagan was collecting on behalf of Recycle BC, and in 2023 council decided to move away from that and have Recycle BC take over the service, maybe divert resources elsewhere, right, like people
Yeah.
resources, things like that. And so now it's going to be Recycle BC managing the recycling. So once and we take it over, that means that our contract is going to be different, right? So
Mhm.
the contract that the RDCO had with their waste hauler, which was, I think it's E360S. So that contract came to an end, and now they're actually the same contractor that was chosen to provide recycling service again for Recycle BC. So you're going to still see the same trucks. It's
Yeah.
same service provider, but it is a different contract. So of course, whenever you have a change in contract, that's an opportunity to add new
Mhm.
things. And so we've taken this opportunity to add these new segregated materials curbside to make it more convenient for residents.
No, I think it's great. What I think lots of people are sitting there probably wondering, okay, great, but where do all these materials go after they get picked up?
Yeah. So we have a single post collection network for the province. I think a lot of people have specific questions of plastics because I think it's
Mhm.
widely known that glass is highly recyclable and
Yeah.
paper. I feel like that's like a contentious one because people are like, "Oh, what happens to it?" And it's actually a really great story here in BC. So we recycle over 90% of the plastics we receive. Kind of varies year to year between 90 and 98%, and all of 99% of that is sent for recycling right here in the province, including 100% of all the flexible plastic. So all of the material that you're putting in those new pink boxes is going
Mhm.
to be recycled right here in BC. And it goes to a facility in Metro Vancouver. It's called Merlin Plastics. And they take out material and they convert it into a new raw material. So they melt it down and they make these pellets. They kind of look like lentils. So like I've seen images, I'm like, don't eat those. Right?
Yeah.
They're all like different colors, but they look like these little lentils. And yeah, and then they sell them to their customers, who then manufacture new items with them, like new packaging,
Mm.
nursery plant pots, pails, garbage cans, lids, all kinds of products. So it's that those materials you put in the curb actually get turned into
Yeah.
these new
Repurpose.
items.
That's exciting.
Glass too, 100% stays in BC local. So,
That's good to know.
mhm.
I mean, I think, like I said, it's been through I'm an older millennial, but it's been in my, learning of how to recycle. I think also it's just gotten easier and better. And this is such a great opportunity. How do we get people also just like excited about this? Because we're not just doing this for the environment. Like, there's so many positives to this.
Yeah.
Like, would you say to someone that struggles with like recycling maybe sometimes, or like we don't think and you just throw it out? Like, what would be some advice to someone who maybe needs a little work on their recycling?
Yeah, well, that's a great question. I mean, we just hope that, people do want to make a difference. I think there's a lot of people in BC already recycle. They're already doing all of these, things to create stronger, more resilient communities. Like we want to keep things out of landfill. Like our landfill space in BC is like a lot of landfills, like they don't have that many years left, right? Like we're getting
Yeah.
a lot of news stories of that. So we want to be able to divert as much material from a landfill as possible, if just, not only to help the environment, but to save space as well. And
Mhm.
of course, like we want to reuse these materials. We want them to turn into something new, like when there's no need to throw it out. So, and you're right, a lot of times it does come to that like convenience factor. So it's like, what can you do? Like maybe you take one of the, like get a special like container that goes beside your garbage that you can,
Mhm.
put your
Yeah.
flexo plastics in. You can buy these, oh God, I don't want to do a corporate plug, but
Yeah.
okay, corporate, don't kill me. IKEA, at IKEA, you get those
Yeah.
like things for plastic bags, and you can
Yeah.
like put all your yeah,
Yeah.
your plastic in there. You can use that. I have one at home that I personally use for all my flexo plastics. And then at the end, when I'm ready to, where
Mhm.
I live, I have to take it to the depot. So I don't
Yeah.
have a fancy pink
Yeah.
box yet.
Yes.
So yeah, then I just take it, bundle it into like a big bag, just as you would in Central Okanagan before putting it in your box. I bundle it to the
Yeah.
biggest one. I take it to the depot. So making it more convenient, because like if you have to go to your garage to do it, like
Yeah.
maybe you're not going to do it every time. So I think it's like looking for ways to just even simplify it in your home. If you know that
Hmm.
you're going to go to where your garbage is, maybe get one of those like garbages that has the multiple containers. You can get like
Yeah.
2 or 3
Yeah. Already
container ones, and
sorted.
yeah, and it's already sorted. And then you could put all your recycling one. Maybe you put flexoplastics in one and your trash in another. And so it's like looking at ways you can make it more convenient. And then yeah, having that ability at coming to Central Okanagan on May 1st to put a lot of those materials just at the curb.
Hmm.
Yes, you don't have to take that trip to the depot, except for your foam, right? Like your styrofoam, you still
Yes.
have to go. So maybe do it at the same time as your, other things like, your
Yeah.
batteries and propane
Yeah.
tank. Like what we don't want those in your recycling. Okay. So you want to make sure that you keep hazardous items out of your recycling and your trash. So do take those to the depot, and maybe take your foam at the same time.
Yeah, well, and there's so many other programs too that I don't know them off heart, but there's programs all over BC that for like those kind of like batteries and stuff. Like people don't we don't want to be putting like batteries and stuff into our landfills, and there's proper and paint, and like there's so many
No,
things
yeah.
that
There,
as humans we do need to take the responsibility to take that extra step. But having maybe one day we'll have everything curb picked up, but this is a great extra step I think for the community. So exciting. I know you touched a bit at the start, but I want to make sure that we circle back. Is there any
okay.
other stats that you wanted to talk? I know you were talking about how much you want to keep out of the landfill. Did we miss anything on on the program?
Well, I think those are the main ones. Like we do want to get to that 50%, like what we say, diversion rate curfew, right? So we want to make sure to get like of all of the flexible plastics supplied to market. We
Mhm.
we want to collect 50% of that and get that sent for recycling. We have targets for rigid plastic containers as well. I don't have the stat right in front of me, but it's a lot higher than our current one as well. So it's I think it's close to 70%. I'll have to take a
Oh,
look at our plan, Alexa. But again,
yeah,
they're
it's high.
ambitious.
It's not
It's high.
30%. We're not, yeah.
It's high, and it's like everybody knows that there's I should say everybody, but most, I think a lot of people are aware that there is recycling in British Columbia. So it is that now it's like taking that extra step, right, and making sure that those items end up
Mhm.
in the correct recycling bin or box. So even for rigid plastics, things like your shampoo bottles or like soap dispensers. Sometimes
Yeah,
it's easy when you're in the bathroom just to throw it in the bathroom garbage just because you're there. But it's like
yeah,
take that extra step and just like carry it to the next room, put it in the
yeah.
bin. So it's like it's little things like that that really, they do make a difference. And especially because I mentioned we have this local end market, and end market is a facility that takes
Mhm.
that material, turns it into something new in BC. So all of these plastics are recycled locally. So you create, not only are you doing
Mhm.
something good for the environment, I mean it's
Yes,
also helping the local economy
yep.
and then turning it into something new. So it's really positive act. It's a small act with really high
Yeah.
impact.
Yeah, I love that. No, I think we all have to take our part and continue to improve our recycling. And like you said, it's the moments where the like you said, the shampoo bottle, you have a garbage.
Mhm.
Maybe you have two garbage bins in your bathroom if that is something that helps you color coordinate it.
Yeah.
Make it fun, get your kids involved. And also educate, the older generation that didn't grow up with like crazy recycle education. Uh, Also, we have some education going out on Kelowna now over the next few months, and we'll be writing some articles and providing more information. We'll add some more stats from Anne. But yeah, Anne, thank you for taking the time to help explain to the community of what's happening in May, getting our pink and gray box, and the exciting stuff as a community that we can do to help the environment. Um, and yeah, like you said, provide jobs, and it's just kind of a full circle package.
It is, yeah. It's really that circular economy. So we're very excited about introducing the pink and gray boxes to Central Okanagan, and we hope that residents take this opportunity to use them as much as possible. And because our program only works when
Mm-hmm.
residents do their part, so give these items a quick rinse before you put them in as well. I should mention that. Give it a quick rinse, bundle it up, put it in your box or bin, and we'll make sure it's collected and responsibly recycled.
I guess after May, we could maybe do another segment interview to see how we did. Are we needing to do better? How's the
Yeah,
community doing?
we could. We'll probably need a few months just to
Yeah,
see, right?
yeah,
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see exactly like how many people take us up on it. I mean, it's been successful in other jurisdictions. I think
yeah,
it, whenever something's more convenient, I think people are
yeah.
more likely to use it. So again, we're always looking to make it more convenient, and of course, we'll look at expanding this kind of service to other areas in the future as well.
Well, thank you, Anne, for your time. And thank you, Kelowna, for hanging out with us this afternoon. And we look forward to providing more information in an article and a few more articles in the next couple months. And always can reach, you guys have a contact. Do you guys have a contact in case
Yeah,
someone?
info recycledbc.ca, or yeah, you can find it online at recyclebc.ca.
Perfect. Thanks,
Yeah,
Anne. Everyone, have a good afternoon.
thanks.